Today, the Monsey residents are known as founders of Partners in Shidduchim. David Yaniv was born in the Carpathian Mountains, living under Soviet rule while keeping kosher and Shabbos. In 1969, he and his family were given permission to leave. They emigrated to Israel, where he went to yeshiva and later joined the Israeli Air Force, serving in special missions, including joining the team that rescued the hostages at Entebbe. David found himself as a widower with 2 sons, a Vizhnitz chassid from home. Bela, his wife, was Litvish, never married, had gone to BJJ, and unfortunately found herself single at the age of 35. They got married, and in addition to raising David's 2 sons, they Baruch Hashem had 2 more sons. After teaching Limudei Kodesh for a few years, Bela entered the professional arena. She used to run her own business, and she brings those exceptional skills, the leadership qualities, to Partners in Shidduchim. While David, a CEO of a high-tech company, took the same spirit, energy, and koyach that he used to save lives in Entebbe and threw it into another life-saving effort, making Shidduchim that perpetuate Am Yisrael. Today, their lives center around their efforts to empower people, unmarried people, to never feel alone. Every week, singles are getting shidduch suggestions and going out on dates because of their efforts. They are the most hardworking, yet unassuming people, and we owe a great deal of gratitude to them for their many nights of little sleep spent initiating and launching Partners in Shidduchim. It is our honor to present Mrs. Bela Yaniv.
I never expected standing in front of a whole crowd. I prefer standing, working behind the scenes. Welcome. Thank you for having me here today. And I want to particularly thank Shia Markowitz, the CEO of Aguda, for giving us this opportunity. Agudas Yisrael launched a shidduch initiative called Compass, and today is the first of a series of lectures and Q&A panels. I appreciate that Agudas Yisrael not only recognizes the value and importance of the program I am going to introduce to you today, but understands the need of each and every one of you to partner and collaborate with us. This room is filled with parents and shadchanim who have come here today to obtain valuable information and guidance and assistance in the shidduch process. We need to lay everything on the table. This is the time to speak the truth, the whole truth, frankly and boldly. We cannot shirk from honestly facing the shidduch conditions in our shomer Shabbos communities. We all know the problems. Together, we will find solutions, and together we will continue to build Klal Yisrael. I want to introduce you to the Partners in Shidduchim website, but first, let me give you 2 examples of shidduchim that were made from this site before I explain how our site works. I want you to understand that this site is about how we partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu to make shidduchim. We partner with singles, we partner with their parents, and with others in the community, even total strangers, and shidduchim are made. I was at a chasna a few months ago and ran into a neighbor who mentioned she had a son who needed a shidduch. I told her about Partners in Shidduchim, but she mentioned she isn't technologically savvy, so because she lives a few doors away from me, I invited her to be in touch and come over, and I can show her how to maneuver around the site since she lives so close. I didn't hear back from her and forgot about it. 3 months later, she called me and to tell me her son is engaged. What happened? She had gone home that night and didn't delay. Right away, she set up a profile for her son with her very limited technological skills. And she started to look for a shidduch for him. In fact, she didn't even use our search tool. She just went profile by profile of each girl that was in the appropriate age and hashkafic range. She came across the profile, no photo, but a beautifully written description about a girl. My neighbor contacted the girl's representative, and each side looked into it and the girl's representative acted as the shadchan, and a shidduch was made. The boy was from Muncie, the girl from Baltimore. The girl's father had read about partners in shidduchim in an article and decided to put a profile up, even though she was a very good Beis Yaakov girl, and it wasn't their style to do this. But Hashem gave him the koach to step outside the norm, to do his hishtadlus for toeles. At one point, his daughter wanted to take down the profile, but she didn't. Baruch Hashem, her father didn't just toss an article aside, but understood his hishtadlus, and his daughter did her hishtadlus, and today there is another couple building a Torah home. Another caller from our website, Shani, and her husband, Meir, decided to make a video to promote partners in shidduchim. It isn't the norm in their circles, but they felt that it was hakaras hatov to the vehicle that helped bring about their shidduch. And they wanted other people to benefit in finding their zivug just as they had. The video got sent out to our email list, and the girl's mother saw the video and recognized the kala. The mother thought, I never would normally put my daughter's profile on a website, but if this kala, who I know is a solid Beis Yaakov girl, did it and found her chassan, I will do similar hishtadlus. She submitted her daughter's profile and waited. Not so long after that, an out-of-town boy submitted his profile without a photo. Shani, the kala who made the video, was online trying to set people up and found the two and put this couple together, and another Bayis Neman in Klal Yisrael is being built today. We have other stories like this, people from different hashkafos, people from all over, different ages. In fact, we have shidduchim of people who have health issues. Each one was a Nachshon ben Aminadav. Each one was willing to step into a huge body of water, to put aside fear, to focus on full emunah, and take the steps necessary to change the future of Am Yisrael. A famous quote, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. And this is so relevant to us as we attempt to wade in the waters of the shidduch ocean. We know that all is in the hands of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And so long as we truly believe that, we must do our hishtadlus, even if it means stepping out of our comfort zone, even if it means not worrying about our neighbors or what our friends or neighbors will say. We have a major shidduch crisis, and we can't wait for others to do the work. You, me, each of us must dedicate efforts to create change in our lives for all of Klal Yisrael, change that is in line with Torah values. Fear of implementing badly needed change leads to ambivalence, and that can paralyze the vital efforts of advancing solutions that can help every unmarried male or female in Klal Yisrael be empowered to find their zivug. In every dark hour of history, of our Jewish history, people who were determined, unafraid, and full of vigor stepped up, and sometimes they battled to push through what was important, and sometimes their ideas were immediately welcomed. Other times there was resistance, but ultimately when they were met with the understanding and support of the broader community, they achieved greater success. Many of these change agents were not community leaders or major rabbanim. They were simple people who saw opportunity to step up. And I am convinced, seeing you all here today, that each of you want to be agents of change and be part of supporting this great vision and tool we have created. Where there is no vision, there is no progress. We are all about moving forward, but we need you to partner with us. To give an example that we can all relate to, there would be no Beis Yaakov today if Sarah Schneer hadn't charged forward boldly and determined, because she knew that change was needed to save Klal Yisrael. She was relentless for the right reasons. Not everyone can be a Sarah Schneerer, but we need each person in this room and your friends and neighbors and relatives who are not here today, each person needs to invest a small part of themselves and a little bit of time to step up and be even a little bit proactive to make a world of difference by partnering with shidduchim. Sarah Schneer saw a problem and created a solution. She started out alone, but recruited so many supporters and teachers and students. She created a movement that changed the world, and that's what we are doing here today in this very room. Each and every one of you can step up and be part of not just a solution, but a movement that will impact us today, but also the future generations of Klal Yisrael. These times are asking for action, and action now. Our greatest opportunity at Partners in Shidduchim is to empower singles, family, and friends to be able to search and find shidduchim for themselves and others. This is not an unsolvable problem if we face it wisely and courageously, if we face it together. We have Chasdi Hashem shadchanim in the communities around the world that are on the battlefront to find singles and make shidduchim. But each year, thousands of new students graduate and more girls come back from seminary, and the list of singles for each shadchan becomes even greater. They are overloaded. And many are involved in shidduchim in addition to professional jobs or raising their family. They have to balance not just one job, but 2 or 3 to help our unmarried men and women. It's the number one challenge among shadchanim. We have to remove some of the burden that is burning many shadchanim out, and Partners in Shidduchim helps by enlisting parents, family, and friends and singles in the matchmaking process. When Yisro discovered that Moshe was serving as a one-man educational judicial system for a community of several million souls, he asked, "Why do you sit alone?" Moshe replied, "The people come to me to seek Hashem. When they have a matter of dispute, they come to me, and I judge between a man and his friend. I teach them the laws of Hashem and his instructions." So Yisro said, "That isn't good. You'll wither away, both you and this people who are with you. You can't do this alone." Yisro went on to suggest that Moshe appoint quality people to help him, people who could serve as arbiters and judges. Moshe accepted, implemented Yisro's plan, appointing captains of thousands, captains of hundreds, captains of 50s, and captains of 10s. My husband and I took this paradigm when we initiated Partners in Shidduchim. We started Partners in Shidduchim because we heard that wonderful singles from wonderful Torah homes in our community were not getting read Shidduchim. Phones weren't ringing for them, and at the same time, shadchanim we knew were saying that they're busy 24/7 and can't handle all the singles that need help. The cry of the singles that they feel alone, and the cry of the shadchanim that they have so much on their plate seemed a gross contradiction. We needed a solution for everyone. Partners in Shidduchim is more than just an incredible resource that enables shomer Shabbos singles to meet and connect. It's a worldwide movement that brings singles, shadchanim, family members, friends, and communities together to serve as shlichim for Hashem in making shidduchim. And here are some of our key benefits. Number 1, our groundbreaking online database not only allows singles to create profiles and search for their zivug, but it also allows married people to search on behalf of singles they know. Number 2, we encourage singles to choose someone they know to serve as their personal advocate or shadchan to help screen potential matches that may get suggested. This way, singles don't feel alone in the process. Number 3, our resource center offers singles the opportunity to expand their network and interact with respected community partners, dating coaches, and established shadchanim nationwide, worldwide. We have presently 61 active shadchanim who are signed up with Partners in Shidduchim, and we are doing a major outreach to get dozens more on board. We set up a free program that is available to shomer Shabbos singles and those who care about singles across the globe. I myself got married at age 35, and every single day until I met my wonderful husband, I had to overcome not only loneliness, but also disempowerment. I was beholden to others, waiting for them to think of ideas for me. and I had no way of exploring potential matches for myself unless I went to a singles event. And even though I was in my 30s and single, as a BJJ graduate, attending singles events was very uncomfortable for me for a number of reasons. Today, it's not only the singles, the older singles, who are feeling left behind. Everyone who steps into the shidduch arena is challenged. So my husband and I decided that this shidduch emergency situation required something more than a Band-Aid solution. We invite each and every one of you to join us in using this free global shomer Shabbos shidduch database, which belongs to all of you, to Klal Yisrael. We urge you to engage for engagements. Engage yourself with our network and help others get engaged. Get involved with our program to help bring people together to the Chabad. Let's make sure no one ever feels alone in their dating process. And I urge you not to just search the site for matches, but to expand the database by uploading profiles and encouraging others to have their profiles included in the database. In many communities, there's an overbalance of single girls, and if each of us, in our own neighborhoods, in our own families, and in our own social circles, post profiles of singles, and particularly men, we can bring together people beyond our own networks. Also, as parents, you know your sons or daughters best of all. Don't leave it only to the shadchanim to search the database for you, and the shadchanim are overworked. Take time each week to search on the database for yourself. Find the person you think is most suitable for your son or daughter. Contact their shadchan or advocate listed on the singles profile, or enlist your own shadchan or advocate to contact them. I know this concept is new, and some of you may not feel that comfortable using the internet so much. Others may not feel comfortable with the idea of putting a profile on our database. You feel that your son or daughter will be very exposed, but if you sit and you wait for the phone to ring, that isn't happening as much as people would like. Going back to Sarah Schneer, remember that initially people were against the idea of Beis Yaakov also, sending girls to school to learn, but today it is the norm, and the frum world is a better place because of it. So too with partners in shidduchim. This is a movement that we are starting that may seem innovative in our community, but is actually becoming the norm. Our concept was discussed with Das Torah, and we incorporated guidelines and gedarim to protect our sons and daughters by doing this in a tznius and respectful manner. For example, you can choose to include a photo or not on the site. In fact, several shidduchim that were made through our site did not have photos of the girls or the boys, just their profiles. You can use our website in a way that is most comfortable for you. My final message: when you leave here today, and we have a flyers up front, please make sure to take it with you. Don't delay in signing up. Today turns into tomorrow, and tomorrow turns into next week. Please don't procrastinate this important effort. Find a few minutes to sign up, submit profiles, and together, let's make more shidduchim. Remember, even if you aren't a professional shadchan, if you know even one single male or female, you can be a shadchan. So please join our global movement to help Klal Yisrael match our singles.